Okay, we're in X-Plane 12, and what I'm going to try to show is how the valve index controllers look in X-Plane 12. So basically, I deleted the joystick configuration file, and so this is like a clean install. So this is kind of what I got presented with. It says the right knuckles appear to be unplugged. Continue, so I'm gonna click on OK. And so I keep trying to squeeze my controller because that's how I have my index controller set up, but that's not how the default is. So the default is the X button here. If I push it, that's going to bring that in. So if I go up here, joystick, if I go over here, right controller. Okay, so basically, from the default, this is what I get. And so you have this here, and that says like it's on default. So that's the X and the Y. And if you go over on the right or on the left, basically it's the same, So that's my left trigger. And so now when we go over to the cockpit, if I and when I push the X button, that brings up the menu. So, and then when I move the thumbstick, that highlights. So if I go over here and then go over here and pull the trigger, then that brings the menu up. And if I use the thumbstick down, goes through there. If I move the thumbstick to the right, then that'll go to the next menu. If I move the thumbstick to the left, that takes me back. Plugins to the right, I got no plugins. So that's basically how this is how the default is. And so I'm kind of just trying to show how. So let me try to get my feet positioned right. I'm trying to find my pedals. All right, so I'm gonna look straight ahead, and I'm gonna push down on the X button, and that says getting pilot seat. I'm gonna look straight ahead, and so this is the default position. For me, it's a little too far back, and I like to be a little bit closer. Because if I come in like this, I'd like this to be a little closer to the desk. So, and I'm actually a little crooked. So, okay. So all this is working, and so when I push on the X button, that makes this flower menu come open. On the other one, same thing. But if this is open, if I click on the X over here, it's not going to work. This can't be shown over here. So this has to be off. Now it works. So, and also I have the mouse VR mouse cursor. I have it turned on. So I'm going to go back to the joystick settings, and so like right now I cannot change this. So this is on default, so I can't change this. And like see this one here I can change. But so if I go up here and then make this none, there's still another one. So if I go over here, so that was the left one. So if I make this none, all right. So you see, missing essential VR access. So I have a gentleman on the on xplane.org that's having an issue, and he has this, but for some reason he can't fix it. So let me think what I want to do here. So if I click on done, and ignore. Resume. I'm trying to figure out why that's actually working. That's interesting. Why is that working? Oh, I know. I think I know why. So let me go here. Go here. So this access is not. It says none. But so if I pulled it, let me get on the other one. I go over to the right knuckles. See, even though it says none, this reserved VR select trigger, that's working. Because I pulled, you can see I pulled it. I've pulling down on the trigger, so that's being done. So to actually fix this, so I would have to actually make this none. So if I type in none, maybe I've disabled it. I think that's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to say that's do nothing. Apply. So I'm going to go to the left one and do the same thing. So make this none. N-O-N-E. Do nothing. Done. Ignore. Resume flight. All right. So now the button brings up the menu. Huh, interesting. But when I pull the trigger, it won't go there. So the trigger won't go there. So I've broken the, yep. So basically I've broken the, so the trigger, and we'll do it on the other one. So over here. Nope, won't work. So if I get the mouse cursor out, bring the mouse cursor, go to flight configurations, and I go over here. So if I go over here, oh yeah, because this is on default, I couldn't change this. So that's why when I use the thumbstick, that's why that works. Now, so I'm on the left. So if I click on this, reset left knuckles controller, reset joystick configuration. Now, if you notice, this got populated, this got populated. So let me go down. So if I go to the right one, and I do exactly the same thing, notice this is none. And the button here is do nothing. So if I push the button here, this button. So this is do nothing. Oh, right controller, sorry. So right controller. So you see this highlights when I pull the trigger in. So if I come over here, click on reset to right knuckles. Reset joystick configuration. Alrighty. So now that says VR trigger, and this says so the button works. So if I pull this, so before if I would click on this, it wasn't going to work. Now it works. Resume flight. So I call this down, go over here, pull the trigger. That works. So basically I showed how to break it and how to fix it. And that's kind of all I really wanted to do today is in this video is just really quick. This is how it's supposed to work. If it doesn't work, then I'm not so sure. Once again, I am on Windows. Is Linux different? I don't know that yet. But I just wanted to make a video, kind of show how I can break it and then how I can make it work again. So we go back over here, resume flight. So and I want to do one other thing before I leave. So if you look down here, you see grip is do nothing. This is what I want grip to do. So we type in VR. And reserve menu button. Apply. And that one's the left. I'm going to do the right. Reserve menu button. Apply. Resume flight. Okay. So what I did is I made the grip work just like the X button does this. Now, the grip does it now. So I find this way more convenient. And what it means is that the two buttons, they're available to do other things. So when I just squeeze on the grip of the Valve Index controller, it makes the menu button, the menus show up. I just find it way more convenient. The default is it's unassigned. So I just wanted to do that before I left here. So, okay, I think I got everything done. And yeah, not too long. I wanted to do it as a pretty short video. So, what, 13 minutes in, so I'm pretty good. So, and the other thing is I'm using not only am I using Valve Index controllers, but my audio solution is a Valve Index audio strap, and which is kind of cool to be using that. So I'm using a Valve Index audio strap with my Big Screen Beyond 2E. I am quite happy with how all this has worked out. Okay, that's all for now. So I'll roll this over on the YouTube, and I'll make sure I'll watch it and make sure everything looks and sounds okay. That's the great thing about doing VR videos is sometimes you think you got everything figured out, and you come to realize you really don't. So we're gonna go back over to joystick settings one more time. Okay, look, and that's exactly what I wanted to say. But that's what I used, is that I clicked on reset. And then whatever the next dialog box is. And then, and the whole point is that when you do this, I'd do it again, I think. So we're going to go this to none. None. And then done. I'm gonna go back. So that is, so the trigger, so that's on the left one. Even though that's set off, it won't. But all I have to do is go over here, reset configuration, and watch this changes. If when you do this, that doesn't change, then it's not going to be any different. But as long as that changes, then it should work. So I'm at a loss. These two up here, I got one more thing to go over. These two up here, this is on default. Not sure why, but it is. So if I go over here to custom, then notice that you can you have access. The custom evidently is set up as none. so that's kind of entertaining. So I'm not sure why, but it's set up as none. So if you look at this, that would be VR touchpad X and Y. So VR touchpad X and Y. So if I put on custom and then change this to turning it down. For some reason, why doesn't that? It's kind of like there isn't a way to. This is quite annoying. See if I can do it with a mouse easier. Where'd you go, mouse? I'm pretty sure I want X. So if I had to fix this, so I go down here X. Down here Y. So if it happened to be on custom, then that's what you'd have to do. So let me look. X, Y, trigger. Yep. So if I click on, we'll do the right one too. So we're going to go over here on custom. See, and that says, so it says the reserve thumbstick isn't fixed. So, whoops. No, I don't want hat stick. Custom. Oh. Reserve VR touchpad. Okay, so that's on the right. So I've got to get this to. Interesting. Oh, VR. Why can I not? Hmm. Toggle. I don't see what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a reserved VR thumbstick touchpad. Hmm. That's hmm. Well, this is a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down, but why does that not show up? All right, so let me try this. Since I've got this pretty messed up, I'm on custom. So I'm going to try to reset this. Okay. So it was on custom, and so that's the left one. All right. Uh, it was a good rabbit hole to go down. All right. I couldn't find this. I don't know why I couldn't. I couldn't find it. But to fix it, I basically clicked on this. So I'm going to go to the right one. And notice that, so I'm on the right one. See, that's wrong. So if I click on this, I was wondering why it didn't change. All right. Now I'm on custom. Click on done, resume flight. So that works. Go over to menu, goes down, over, up. So all that works again. So, okay. So I took quite a bit longer than what I had planned on, but that's fine. In the first part of the video, that shows everything, but also showed if you have something really, really, really broke, you can always get back to here. And I am at a loss as to why did I go back to default? That's terribly interesting. So when I come back here, I come back to default. Uh, Looks like Bill's going to need to spend a bit more time on this. Okay, so now these don't work. So why don't they work? Hmm. So that's quite interesting. So if I let me just do the right one. So we'll go over the right one. I'm going to click over here on custom. And this is none. So all this looks correct. Let me make sure. So that's on custom. So I'm going to click on, we use the right controller because that's the one, right controller. I use this to populate this. So I click on done, resume flight. So for some reason, you can't use custom. I'm not sure why that's true, but it doesn't seem to stick. Quite entertaining. Try this one more time. So if I click over here on custom, that's going to say, so even though all of this So this is on custom, that's on access, and all of this looks like it's correct. Click on done, zoom flight. This works. That works. That works. That works. But if I go back over here, go to the right, that's not on custom anymore. Not sure why that's true, but that's what I'm seeing. So kind of good I documented this. Not sure if I'm going to put this on YouTube or not. No, I think I'm going to do another one. But, yeah. Hmm. That's quite interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure what the purpose of custom is, because it doesn't seem to do anything. So now it seems like it's broken. So I can bring this up, but this doesn't work. So this didn't stick for whatever reason. Oh, so I have the right one on custom, and now it works. So when I go over here, more than likely it'll be on default. Yep. That custom doesn't seem to work. So, oh, I'm not sure what I want to do. Yep, I'm gonna make another video. Okay. Okay.